welcome to Satan and Coffee. I think my mic has been turned down by Windows again. Give me a second to fix that. Because, yeah, I can already tell that my mic is down to 42%. There we go. See, look at that. Now I got volume. I've got volume. All right. So I hope everyone is doing well this Friday morning. How's it going, everybody? Volume. Whoa, right? Holy shit, I'm in your head. So, sorry, my kid's awake and he's laughing at what I just said. So, as people in the comments requested, I asked you guys to let me know if you wanted a part 2 on, you know, the quantum Qliphoth. And y'all said yes, so we're going to pick up where we left off on Wednesday. Just a few things before then. For those that don't know, this Sunday got a very special guest coming on. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to load up the advertisement that I have for this, that I put out there on the socials, so y'all can see it. Boom. So for those that don't know, this Sunday we're doing I'm doing a part 2 on animal sacrifice. Let me move this over here. There we go. A part 2 on animal sacrifice with J.S. Garrett. He is going to be on the show, and we're gonna be talking about it. It's gonna be a different kind of discussion than what we had with Hearst and Curtis. So it's gonna be a bit more involved in the sense that I believe that Garrett and myself, we kind of fundamentally disagree on the basis of, animal sacrifice and things like that. So, yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be an interesting conversation between Garrett and myself. Looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie, like, I always invite conversation with people that disagree. And I think Garrett's the first one to finally actually kind of take me up on the offers, to come and talk to me as somebody that kind of disagrees with me. Most people just kind of avoid this shit. So, I'm not going to lie there. There's definitely a part of me that, like, because I want it to go well. I want it to be a civil discussion. I don't want it to break down and stuff like that, and I've never had a conversation with the man, except for a few emails that have been exchanged here and there. So, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of conversation, we're going to end up having. So I'm excited. I'm interested, to hear his perspective, to hear his side of things, how he sees it, and have that conversation and that back and forth, So yeah, that is this Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So Izzy, okay, that's good to know. That's good to know, Mothra. Thank you for the heads up. So I'm excited. I'm excited because I've always invited people on that disagree with me, and most of the time people just kind of turn me down and talk shit. And I've already got, without knowing him, I've got significantly more respect for him than I do for a lot of other people, because he's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have that conversation, So, so I'm down. And the thing was, so here's the other horrible thing. So I do a lot of research on people before I bring them on, right? Like, so I'll look them up and stuff like that. So, He has, and there's another video. It's not on his channel. It's on somebody else's channel, right? I can't remember the dude's name. Some bald dude. I guess JS was calling him out because he had said some shit about Behemoth X and EA co-editing and stuff like that. And so him and this guy, you know, did a video together, did a live together. And it was a similar subject as to what, you know, JS and I are going to be talking about. So I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this and, you know, maybe pick up on some of his points and stuff like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but the guy that was on with JS, not JS, but the guy that was on, he seems like kind of a dipshit. Like, the dude couldn't stay on a point. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know the guy. I never watched any of his stuff. You know, the guy that I'm talking, not J again, not JS, the other guy. I think it's he was cringy. Well, okay, so you know who the fuck I'm talking about? Yeah, he's just fucking irritated me. I'm like, I was just like, I couldn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't watch it. Like, I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? You know? And yeah, I don't know. And for as much as I don't know, like, I don't know JS, I don't know EA, you know, I don't know those guys. To call out Joe, man, like, why call it? Joe is like, I love that man, dude. Like, Joe is such a good fucking person. Like, he's such an amazing fucking human being. Like, I've had plenty of interactions with that guy. Like, he's like, why would you, out of all the people that you're gonna call out, why would you call out Joe? Like, why? Like, I can't for the life of me think of a single fucking thing that man has ever done. Like, he stays out of drama. Like, he doesn't get in the middle of shit. Like, you know, he doesn't judge people. You know, he does his thing. He's a great family man. I don't know. Like, that legitimately bothered me. That somebody out there, for some reason, thought it necessary to start calling him names and shit. I'm just like, what? You know, it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, I mean, I remember, so I still have, so for Apocrypha, I have intro music. I haven't used it in a while only because, like, the vibe has changed a little bit, but I still have it and I still use it myself. Joe, I reached out to Joe when we were kind of starting to show up a few years ago. We had already done a few episodes and I'm like, hey, like, I hear the music that you make for your own shit. Like, how much would you charge me, you know, to make me something for some intro music for my shit? In a week, dude had like a whole 20-minute track mastered and ready for me. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like, you know, he did like this kind of like, you know, Satan mantra kind of thing for Apocrypha. And I still have that to this day. I still have that music. And I'm like, he is such a good person. Fucking stop being blurry. You know, and I'm just like, you know, like, I don't know. I have nothing bad to say about that man. Like, oh, really? No shit. That's cool. Yeah, no, like I'm just, yeah, I have not a single negative thing to say about Behemoth X. Like, you know, I support that man 100%. So that blew my mind. That blew my mind in that conversation that he had called out Joe. I was just like, why? Why would you? Like, you know? No, and then like the one thing at the beginning of that conversation that they had that gave me, it kind of gave away how the conversation was going to go. He was talking about like this hard time that JS was going through at some point. It's like, oh, well, you needed fucking Behemoth X to survive and this, that, and the next thing. And I was like, well, yeah, man. Like, you know, if a good friend sees you going down in a downward spiral, you know, I would expect a good friend to kind of reach out and help you, right? Like, I mean, you're not helping your case here, man. You know? You know, it's like, you know, and it's like in a conversation like that too, to like bring up personal shit. I mean, that's just fucking dumb. That just means you don't have an argument. You know what I mean? Like you don't, if you're going to attack somebody's personal shit that they went through, like a personal time that they struggled, that just happened to be online, you know, like it just shows that you don't have a fucking argument. Like, you know, you know, you're just talking shit to talk shit. So yeah, I was disappointed that there was really nothing of substance in that conversation. Because that dude was a fucking idiot. Anyway, I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole, but I just thought it was funny. It was just something I kind of ran across online. It's like, oh, okay, this is going to give me, you know, some pointers of like what he thinks and stuff like that, you know. Oh, they do. They talk shit for views. I mean, look, I mean, I called out, you know, I said very generally speaking and I've said this multiple times and I'll say it again. I was very intentional with the lack of nuance in my statement. You know, I was definitely rage baiting, but I didn't call anyone out specifically. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to start throwing names down. You know, but it was more like certain things about certain people and how they do things with it that, you know, brought about that statement. There were certain things that I was thinking in my head that I had seen online that's like just kind of like some edgelordy type shit. And I was like, yeah, you know, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation. It's going to be an interesting conversation. But at least like I admit it though. You know what I mean? Like I don't usually do rage bait. That was like the one time I did rage bait. You know, but I don't know. It doesn't mean that I don't believe in what I said. I do. But there are nuances to what I said that I didn't mention in the video. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, getting to the point here with the quantum Qliphoth, where we left off last episode. The section that we're going to be getting into is the mind-bending paradox. Okay? So, can ancient deification align with modern physics? So, the short answer, yes, because both describe self-directed transformation, right? So, the key points to look at here is no requirement for an external savior, conscious systems evolve themselves, and sovereignty mirrors quantum autonomy. Okay? Right? So deification is not worship, it is self-organization. So to break this down, right? Like we said, the short answer to this is yes, right? Yes, you know, ancient deification does align with modern physics, but not because physics proves gods, because both describe self-directed transformation. Ancient deification was never about worshiping a sky manager. It was about becoming something more than you were, or that you already are, right? Modern physics doesn't care about gods either. It cares about systems that change themselves, right? Different language, same function, okay? So the concept of there not being an external savior being required to this, right? So most deification traditions, the god you become is not granted, it's forged, right? So you don't pray your way into power. You build it through discipline, integration, pressure, and self-mastery. Physics mirrors this concept, this idea that there's, no system is saved from the outside. Systems evolve through internal force. I mean, might as well be infernal force as well, right? Why not? Exactly, Maeve. Right? So stars collapse into heavier elements, cells adapt to survive, brains rewire through experience, right? And nothing waits for permission, right? So you don't ascend by asking, you ascend by changing your structure, right? So conscious systems evolve themselves, right? So in science, self-organizing systems are everywhere. Ecosystems regulate balance, neural networks adapt through use, complex systems stabilize through feedback loops. No external architect needed, right? So consciousness works the same way. Your mind reshapes itself based on focus, repetition, stress, and adaptation. So ancient deification traditions understood this intuitively. Transformation comes from self-directed refinement, right? So not obedience, not surrender, not submission, right? The God form is the optimized self. You don't worship it, you become it, right? Sovereignty mirrors quantum autonomy, right? So in quantum systems, particles exist in multiple states. Interaction selects outcomes, systems respond to internal conditions. So again, no external moral authority, no cosmic referee, just cause and effect. Sovereignty works the same way. Your choices shape your trajectory. Your discipline determines your stability. Your structure defines your outcome, right? So ancient deification wasn't about escaping humanity, it was about commanding it, right? So autonomy is sacred, responsibility is power. You are not governed by fate, you are shaped by behavior. And so the alignment is ancient deification says, become the architect of your own evolution. Physics says systems evolve through internal dynamics. It's different language. It's the same setup. It's the same reality. So once again, to reiterate, no saviors, no shortcuts, no divine handouts, just pressure, structure, and transformation. And if we look at the Qliphoth is very specifically kind of about going through this transformation very intentionally, right? As you move through the tree, as you move through those processes, you are putting the pressure on the system for the system to do what it naturally does, just in a more controlled way, right? So you don't become godlike by being worshipped. You become godlike by taking responsibility, refining your will, integrating your shadow, building your own authority, right? So deification isn't mystical, it's mechanical. And sovereignty isn't symbolic, it's structural. So hopefully all that makes sense. Like I knew that, like, in the process of making this, like, that this is a hard one for me, because I said this in the other one. Exactly, Mothra. So this one's a hard one for me because, like I had said at the very beginning, like on Wednesday, I've not gone through the Qliphoth. I have an understanding of it from reading, but it's a limited understanding. But the parallels that I saw between, quantum mechanics and how the Qliphoth functioned, or the purpose of the Qliphoth, I found very interesting. And I know at some point I'll probably go through the tree. There's other things, But I would be interested in hearing from someone that has gone through it, that someone has gone through the tree, if to find out if they agree or disagree with my premise here. Like, I think that would be interesting. If there's anyone in the chat that's worked through the Qliphoth, I'd be interested in knowing, like, if you think that, like, you know, what I'm laying down here, you know, mirrors your experience working through it. So, just kind of want to throw that one out there. Damn, sorry. So the next part here, sovereign will is energetic force, right? So will is structured intent over time, right? Sorry. God damn. So will is structured intent over time. So energy follows direction, discipline stabilizes chaos, and repetition collapses potential into reality, right? To kind of back that scientifically, if you want to parallel it, you have neuroplasticity, behavioral reinforcement, and energy expenditure models. Okay? So will is physics applied to the self, right? If you look at Hebb's law, neuroplasticity research, behavioral psychology, like all of those things kind of repeat, right? So will isn't desire, will isn't motivation, will is direction applied consistently. Anyone can want something, very few people structure their life to get it. So will is intent with a plan, focus with boundaries, and pressure over time. It's not explosive, it's persistent. So you don't bend reality in one moment, you bend it through repetition, right? Which is one of the things I'm actually finding even in like ritual work. I yield better results in ritual work doing like 7-day rituals. Like, so having an intent and a will to do something, and instead of doing like one ritual on that one thing and then just like letting it go, like doing a consistent 7-day ritual and kind of repeating that, like I've noticed that results are usually more consistent, and dare I say faster, when the rituals repeat, at least with some things. Like I know that there are some things that just it doesn't respond to, but with most of the things that I've done, like if I break a ritual down into like 7 days or over a 7-day period, I definitely yield better results with the repetition. So I find that interesting, that is one kind of anecdotal example, right? The action into making something happen, they think they can think it into. Yeah, that's kind of stupid. Like I think that's kind of dumb. Like it's one of the things that I kind of keep telling people, like some of my clients, like that's probably like one of the hardest conversations that I have to have with them, is because like I have some clients that think that I'm going to do a ritual for them and then like in a couple of days, you know, they're going to see results. And it's like, it doesn't work that way. Like if you're not working towards what it is that you want, no amount of magic is just going to make it happen. Like, I mean, I don't know like what type of manifestation you believe in, but you know, this isn't it. Right. And it is definitely a tough conversation. So, and it's one of the things that like, you know, I've noticed, like, you know, I learned that a long time ago with my own shit. Like when I'm doing stuff for myself, you know, I need to be putting the work in. Like I need to be, you know, actively pushing those creative juices and shit to, you know, get to where I want to be. You know, the work that I do, you know, for myself, you know, it's just kind of like allowing me to latch onto ideas that are going to be successful, right? Or concepts and things like that, things that are going to, you know, it's actually funny because the thing is like right before like that whole animal sacrifice video dropped, like the little short thing that I did, right? I've been doing a couple of rituals that kind of like, I was like, I really want to build some buzz around my channel, right? And then like, that all that shit fucking happens. So, I mean, correlation isn't causation, but food for thought, no? So yeah. But anyway, so energy follows direction, right? So energy doesn't respond to hope. It responds to movement and structure. In physics, force applied in one direction creates momentum. Scattered force creates noise. So in life, unfocused effort burns you out. Directed effort builds results, right? So your will isn't mystical. It's directional pressure. Where your time goes, your power follows, right? And then discipline stabilizes chaos. So chaos is raw energy without structure. Discipline gives it shape. So without discipline, emotions run the system, impulses drive behavior, and identity fractures under stress. With discipline, energy is contained, behavior becomes predictable, and growth becomes measurable, right? So ritual is not symbolism, it's behavioral containment, right? So you don't tame chaos by avoiding it, you tame it by structuring it, right? It's I keep mentioning chaos here, and it makes me want to mention the whole chaos magic theory thing. I'm on the fence with chaos magic, right? So it's funny because Dyra would call me a chaos magician. Which she does for two reasons. One, because she actually thinks that, she actually does believe that I'm a chaos magician. And two, she knows that it irritates the shit out of me. So, and the reason I'm on the fence about it is because the way that I look at energy, right? Is all energy in the universe is inherently in chaos until it is given form and direction, right? Whether that be a physical body or, something like that, right? And even then, there's still a level of chaos that is micromanaged that holds it all together, right? So the whole concept on chaos magic, at least from the understanding that I've been given, doesn't make much sense to me because it's using chaos to perform magic, but all energy already is in chaos. And the act of magic is to give form and direction to that chaos, to that chaotic energy that exists all around us in nature, in the universe, all the time. It's like to pull from that, channel it, and then push it forward, right? And, give it form, give it direction. So, but I guess in chaos theory or the chaos magic theory, it's you're not giving it form. You're just kind of willy-nilly kind of throwing it all over the place, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I can't say that like I hate it or I think it's stupid or anything like that because I just don't know. But the people that I've seen that claim chaos magicians definitely reflect the title and are not exactly people that like I feel like I could speak with to get a better understanding of it. So yeah, I'm on the fence about it. But yeah, Dyra definitely like she constantly calls me a chaos magician. She says that like my practice like reflects chaos theory, like chaos magic like perfectly, I guess. So I'm just like, all right, well, if it does, I guess it does. I am not calling myself a chaos magician, by the way. Dyra calls me a chaos. I am not taking that title on. It was unwillingly given to me. So yeah, there's that. Anyway. So repetition, I will forever attribute it to you now. Yeah, I figured you would. repetition collapses potential into reality, right? So potential means nothing without execution, right? So your brain rewires itself based on what you repeat, what you focus on, and what you reinforce. You don't become something once, you become it daily. So every repeated action is a spell. Every habit is a command. You don't manifest outcomes, you construct them. And I think this goes to, I think, Mothra, didn't you mention something about manifestation or something, I think? Yeah, they think that they can just, think it into existence. Yeah, exactly. So you did. So yeah, that's exactly it, right? So manifestation, as we understand manifestation, if you really think about it, isn't really manifestation, it's construction, right? It's long form, construction of an ideal, into reality, by moving little pieces here and little pieces there. We still call it manifestation, but manifestation doesn't exactly do it justice, does it? Because we're building something, right? So if you look at the shows and stuff like that, right? I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers, which is, a big thing, but it's taken over 5 years to get to this point, and there have been points where there have been, lots of subscribers that come in, there have been subscribers that left, and there's been this ebb and flow of people and stuff like that. And, sometimes it's been fast, sometimes it's been slow, but at the end of the day, it's all been construction. It's all been building, right? The subscriber count's not going to go up faster if I stop making content, right? I stop going live, stop doing videos, stop doing posts, no new content, getting more subscribers, building, that base becomes more and more difficult because you're not putting anything into it, right? So you get what you put in. And so I don't think I'm manifesting anything. I think I'm building it. In my life situation right now, where I live, my job, my wife, my kids, it's all been a point of construction. It's all been a point of getting to the point of where all of these things could happen, right? And it's all construction. None of it, I don't think, is true manifestation in the idea of I did a spell, I blinked my eyes, and boom, paf, there's shit in front of me, right? It's there's work. There's work that goes into everything. Your relationship is work, right? My relationship with that, it's work, right? It's enjoyable work, but it's still work. But the relationship with my kids, it's work. Maintaining my household, it's work. Maintaining this channel, it's work. Keeping my job stable, it's work. Everything is work. Everything takes you to put something into it for you to get something out of it. Right? So it's yes. It just makes me think of that South Park thing. I am the master debater. Fucking hell. I really hope y'all have seen that fucking South Park thing. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. Oh, shit. That's great. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess, it's long-term manifestation, but it's work, it's construction, But, yeah, neuroplasticity. Your brain changes based on use. So pathways strengthen with repetition, unused connections weaken, and identity follows behavior. You are not fixed, you are programmable, right? So will is self-directed evolution. You shape your mind by shaping your actions, right? So behavior that gets repeated becomes automatic. Rewards reinforce patterns. Discomfort eliminates weak ones. Your habits don't care about belief. they respond to consequence, right? So power is built, not imagined. Your system evolves through pressure. And energy is finite. You spend it on distraction, discipline, decay, development. Every action is an energetic investment. Will is resource management. Waste your energy and your system degrades. Direct it and your system strengthens. So, the core idea here is will is not emotional, will is mechanical. It doesn't need belief, it needs structure. Desire, dreams, will builds. And reality responds to builders. Right? So, hopefully that makes sense. It was just crazy to me when I was coming up with this idea, when I was doing this. You know, like the parallels that existed, you know, with these things. And I don't know, like I feel like if we took the time and actually looked at this shit, right? The way that we should, the way, like, understood magic the way that we probably should look at magic, we would definitely, I feel we would be better off. We would be a lot better off. Instead of thinking that like magic is like this Hollywood, The Craft type shit. You know, don't get me wrong, I love The Craft, the original Craft. The second movie shit. Like, honestly, the second movie, they couldn't decide whether or not they were making a sequel or a remake or, you know, whatever. You know, so I was so excited for that movie too, and it was so disappointing. So fucking disappointing. It really was. Welcome, Melissa. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so the next part that we're going to get into here, I just lost where the fuck I was. Where the fuck am I? This is actually the last section of this thing too. So, reality as a mutable field, right? So, reality responds to pressure, systems adapt, and conscious agents shape outcomes, right? And when we look at this occult-wise, right, magic is structured influence, rituals, behavioral engineering. So reality isn't fixed, it's responsive. In physics, fields change when force is applied. In systems theory, structure shift under sustained pressure. In psychology, behavior changes when conditions change. Nothing stays the same when pressure is consistent. You don't reshape your life by wishing, you reshape it by applying force over time. Pressure isn't violence, it's direction. Where pressure is applied, the field reorganizes. And so magic isn't supernatural, it's directed influence. Again, this doesn't mean that I don't believe in like supernatural or the metaphysical. It's just, it's, you know, the connection between the two. And systems adapt, right? So every system adapts or collapses. Biological systems evolve, social systems reorganize, mental systems rewire. Change isn't optional, it's structural. When pressure enters a system, right, weak structures fail, strong structures adapt, and new patterns emerge. Stability is temporary. Adaptation is constant, right? So transformation isn't mystical, it's mechanical. If your environment changes and you don't, you decay. Exactly. As above, so below. As within, as without. Right? So systems respond differently when awareness is involved. Conscious beings so adjust behavior, redirect effort, and alter trajectories. You're not a passive object. You're an active force. So your directions aren't symbolic. They are structural interventions. Attention is pressure and action is force. So will is agency, not destiny and not fate, not divine plan, just choice reinforced through action. And I think that this is an important thing. You are not a passive object. You are an active force. One more time. You are not a passive object that just exists in the universe watching shit happen to you. You are inherently, by design, an active force in the universe that is capable of great and powerful change, both internally and externally. And this is something that I think so many people need to fucking learn. Because I think the victim mentality and the professional victim and all of that shit exist because people have this idea in their head that shit happens to me, right? That the world is happening around you and shit is just constantly coming at you. And you, for some reason, are just in one spot taking it all. And I think if more people understood, I am an active force of change and will in this universe, the understanding of shit happens to me changes to you're letting shit happen to you. That you have the ability to change that. You have the ability to move that. All the change that you need, you have the power to implement. And I think if more people understood that, we would have a lot less professional victims out there. Because a lot of these people that are in this professional victim mentality like to constantly sit there and talk about everything that happens to them instead of talking about what it is that they do to change these things. So I believe that more people need a better understanding of the power that they have. No, emoji did not age you. Like, people use that thing like so much. You know, but I do think that this particular part parallels with that. It integrates with that significantly. And it's a point that I really want to talk about because, and I've talked about it ad nauseum. This isn't the first time that I've talked about it, but when we talk about the left-hand path and we talk about like what the left-hand path is, and then we look at these people, like quite a few people that consider themselves left-hand path, but then externalize their victimhood, right? And blame the world for everything that's wrong with their life, you know, that's not left-hand path. People need to be empowered. Yeah, 100%. People need to be empowered. They need to know the power that they have, right? And when you're constantly sitting there in a victim mentality and you're externalizing everything and blaming the world for everything that's going on, that your life is fucked up because somebody didn't use your pronouns, you know, sorry, I call it how I see it. You know, it's kind of ridiculous because the thing is you don't control anything that anyone else does. And there's no point in taking time out of your day to get upset about what somebody else does or does not do because it does not align with what you would do. Because then all the energy that you could be using to make your life better, make it more enjoyable, make it something that you want it to be, you're wasting it. Exactly. Then they call people like us to clean up their messes. 100%. It's like the two biggest things that I get for clients, right? Two biggest things. Love-related shit and money-related shit. Those are the two biggest things that clients ask for. Both of those things can be directly influenced and controlled by you yourself, right? Love-wise, what they do, I want this person to leave this person and come to me. This person that I'm with, I'm having a fight with, and I want them to be obsessed with me. And then, see, now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Like you can't be that general, Mothra, and then not give the deets. But then, like, you know, money, same thing, right? Like I want a raise in my job, right? Yeah, exactly. 100%. You know, like I want to raise in my job, or I want to find a new job, or, you know, something like that. Like, or, you know, like I want the guy in the position above me to get hit by a bus so I can have his job. Like, I mean, that's an actual thing. Like, I'm not even joking. Like that was a thing. You know, and I just sit here and I'm like, you know, I'm just like, why? Like, I'm honestly, I'm just like sitting and I just think, why? Like, love is one of those things that it's like, it's not a passive thing. You can't force somebody to love you. You really can't. And obsession, like I'm going to tell you guys right now, obsession is definitely not something that you really want, because it very rarely turns out the way that you want it to turn out. It definitely turns into like a toxic thing and potentially dangerous. And money, I mean, money is a you thing, right? Like, I mean, all of these things you have control over, right? Like, you know, to find love, to find connection, things like that, you need to actually connect, right? And if somebody doesn't want to connect with you, if somebody doesn't want that connection with you, why force it, right? Like, you're forcing them. It's like you're telling them you have to love me. And it's like, that's not love. Love is a choice. It's a want. It's a desire. It's like I want you. I don't need you. I want you. And that means so much more. And I think people like misinterpret that, and they believe that to be less than need. But for somebody to make an active decision every single day to want to be with you is fucking big, because there's over 8 billion people in the planet, man. Like, you know, and it's like, come on. And here's the other thing. I thought, like, when I started doing client work, I thought that like the obsession and the love rituals and stuff like that would be mostly men. Most of my clients are women. I'm not going to give out names or anything like that, but most of my clients with obsession and domination are women. Crazy shit. I never expect. I'm not saying that means anything. I'm just saying that that's just something that surprised the shit out of me. Like, I definitely get guys guys usually ask for the domination thing, but most of my clients for obsession and domination are women. Like, it blows my fucking mind, man. You know, but and the money thing is definitely mostly men. That is mostly men with the money thing. That they want money, they want success. When they think somebody's after their job or something like that, they ask for protection. Even like when they ask for protection, like in a financial sense. And it's just funny that to me those things though, is because like I've done money spells. I mean, I've never done like a money ritual for myself. And it's been a very long time since I've done a money spell. So I don't know. I just think that those are things that you shouldn't need magic for. You know what I mean? Like Mothra says, like, I mean, giving somebody direction to find, like, you know, your soulmate or your true love or, you know, whatever the fuck, right? You know. And here's the thing too, right? Like, I agree and I disagree with the idea of, like, what do you want to call it? Like the whole soulmate thing. Like, I agree and disagree with it, because the concept or the idea of a soulmate is to sit there and say that you have to be with someone when you find them, that you have to, like, they have to be with you and you have to be with them. And then that kind of takes away the choice, doesn't it? That kind of takes away the magic of the choice. Like the intensity and the enjoyment of somebody choosing you, if they have to be with you because you're a soulmate. Like, I think you can build that energy with just about anybody that you have a legitimate connection with. It doesn't degrade the idea or say that, you know, people shouldn't be together or aren't meant to be together, you know, but it's also to say that, like, you know, whether or not you stay with someone really depends on the both of you. Because if you fuck up and you're an asshole, and then you want to try to force somebody to be with you because they're your fucking soulmate, right? You know, like, I mean, there was this person that I had on not that long ago. And again, I removed this person's videos, right? From my channel. Like, I had them on 3-4 times. And then certain things came to light and I just removed their shit. It's the only time I've ever done that. It's the only time that I've ever removed somebody's, like, content from the channel. Like, every video with this person has been removed. Like, completely scrubbed from the channel. But this person was in a relationship with another practitioner and was wholeheartedly obsessed with this twin flame concept. And got to the point of stalking this person, like showing up at family, like, you know, family homes and shit like that, looking for this person because he was obsessed with this idea of being a twin flame, right? And, you know, for me, that was kind of like that tipping point for me, and like my understanding of shit was like that's not okay, man. Like, it's okay that you want to be with somebody and somebody doesn't want to be with you, but there's a point where you just kind of like, you move the fuck on. Right? You move the fuck on. You don't hold on to it. Right? So it's just kind of like, damn, that's good. That's good. 23 years. That's, you know, that's awesome. So, you know, it's just one of those things that it's just like, it's so much more powerful to sit there and think this, like, this person could be with anyone, but they're with me. So why force it? Why force something like that? Because if you force it, then they're not choosing you. You made the decision for them. They didn't make that choice. And you have to live with that idea in your head all the time for the rest of your life, that that person did not choose you. And then the money thing, like, I mean, I can understand that a little bit more, but at the same time, it's like, it's still something you have power over, right? Like, you still have power over the money thing. If your job's not paying you enough, you get another job. You find it, like, you get a second job, or you find a different job. And I think most people, I've said this before, but most people misunderstand that thing. Like, where it's like, oh, you don't like your job, well, get a new job. And then people's immediate reaction when you say get another job, well, I can't quit my job. It's like, a motherfucker, who said quit your job? Who said quit? I said, get another job. That doesn't mean quit your job. That means you can actively look, and, you know, the internet is a thing. Like, you know, everybody's got like these little fucking mini computer things in their fucking pocket. Like, you know, trust me, get on the phone, use it for something else other than fucking social media and bitching about shit. Right? Be productive with it. You know? Make a fucking LinkedIn profile. I don't know. Like, I mean, there's so many fucking options out there, right? Getting another job doesn't mean quit your job. I don't know why people, that's their first reaction. Or like, you don't like where you live, change. Well, I can't move. Why can't you? All of my family lives in the States. I haven't seen anyone in my family for probably over 20 years. You know, I've been to multiple different countries. You know, I've been homeless 3 times because of my own stupidity. You know, and that was my finding of the left-hand path. The third time's a charm, motherfucker. I was homeless for the 3rd time, and I finally clicked in my head that this is my fault. And it was because of the decisions and the choices that I was making that kind of kept putting me in that same situation no matter where I was. And the thing was, it was that 3rd time because I was homeless in the States, I was homeless in Istanbul, I was homeless in Mexico. And it's like, okay, all right, motherfucker, like 3 different countries, right? You show up, nobody fucking knows you from, you know, balls, and you still end up in the same situation. What's the constant? Me. And that was my introduction for me to the left-hand path without knowing it was the left-hand path, is radical accountability, responsibility for my actions. And then I started making better choices. I started improving my life. And anytime like I needed to move, I needed to do something, I did it, right? I lived in England for almost a year. You know, I've lived in Mexico, I don't know how fucking long. I've lived in Istanbul, Turkey. You know, I've been to multiple countries in the world. You know, and I'm proud of that fact. I'm not proud of the fact that, you know, I was homeless 3 times, but, you know, I'm proud of the fact that I got out of it. So, yeah, fucking hell. Anyway, guys, that is going to be the conclusion for today's episode. I thank you guys for being here. You guys are fucking amazing. I wish I could go a little bit longer, but I got to get ready for work now. So remember, Sunday, JS Garrett, be on the channel. I'm excited. You know, to have a conversation with this guy. And I think I'm excited because so many people, I've heard so much about him, but I've never like actually like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I've watched a few of his videos here and there, but I've heard so much. And so I'm just interested to like just really have that interaction with him. 11 o'clock Central Standard Time in the morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So that's when it's going to start, and it's going to run however long it needs to run. So yeah, thank you all for being here. You guys are fucking amazing. And as always, hail thy fucking self, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace the fuck out.